From 12 constituencies out of the 290, Tabitha Rotich is at the National Tallying Center and joins us live.
Coming to you live from Bomas Presidential Tallying Center, where IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati has warned political parties' agents against disrupting the verification process. Chebukati, while giving the IEBC status on verification of Forms 34As and Forms 34B, urged the agents to exercise patience and that they should stick to their mandate of verification and not guide their process. The chair asked the IEBC verification officers to ensure the process doesn't take more than 15 minutes. He confirmed that the process has been going on slow against their expectations. Meanwhile, Chebukati has announced tallings from 12 constituencies, that is Ndia in Kirinyaga, Yata in Machakos, Gatundu in Kiambu, Nandi Hills in Nandi County, Moiben, and Ainabkoi, both in Uasin Gishu. So far, IEBC has verified presidential votes from 12 constituencies out of the 290. Verification process continues here in Bomas. From Bomas of Kenya, my name is Tabitha Rotich.
Many thanks, Tabitha Rotich, there at the National Tallying Center. Meanwhile, IEBC Chairman wafula Chebukati has warned against any form of disruption at the Tallying Center, spelling out the role of agents. Chebukati noted that those who interrupt the process conducted by the more than 130 returning officers will be ejected.
I was here the whole of last night until this morning. I observed a few incidents of disruption of the process. Please restrain yourselves from disrupting this national exercise. If there are any incidents of disruption, we shall remove you from this tallying center. So please restrain yourselves from disrupting the process. If you have any concerns, make note of the concerns and raise them with me. Do not disrupt the teams that are carrying out this exercise.
Kimilili Member of Parliament Didmas Barasa, who was wanted for the murder of his opponent's aide, has surrendered himself to Bungoma Police Station. Barasa surrendered after the DCI gave him a 6-hour ultimatum. The detectives had asked him to surrender to the nearest police station since he is wanted for the murder of Bran Olunga, who was the aide of his political opponent in the August 9 general elections.
I went to Nairobi to make an application to the High Court so that the court can give me anticipatory bail pending arrest. But when I saw on TV yesterday our regional police commander asking me to surrender, I drove all the way from Nairobi to this place. And I'm ready to cooperate with the police so that I can also know what killed that young man. Because before Sunday night at around 6 p.m., my private bodyguard was attacked badly. He was in a coma for 3 days. He's at life care. And on the same night, I survived an assassination attempt, a matter which the police are aware because there were gunshots around that place. And wherever we were on that voting day, there were other people with guns as well, including my competitor, including the police officer was manning that particular polling station. So we will also be making applications that all those firearms that were there be subjected to a forensic investigations. Anyway, I will have my day in court.
The Assumption of Office Committee has outlined its mandate. Handover Committee Chair and Public Service Head Joseph Kinyo says the work begins when IEBC declares the president-elect.
Facilitate the handing over the process of the outgoing president, organize for the security of the president-elect, organize for the necessary facilities and personnel for the president-elect, coordinate the briefings of the president-elect by relevant public officers. 5. Facilitate communication between the outgoing president and the president-elect. And last but not least, prepare the program and organize for the swearing-in ceremony.
Several governors have lost their seats in this year's elections. West Pokot Governor John Lonyangapuo has lost to Simon Kachapin. In Bungoma, Ken Lusaka has emerged victorious, beating the incumbent Wycliffe Wangamati. In Nyandarua, Kiari Badilisha so far garnered more votes than the incumbent Francis Kimemia, with IEBC expected to issue the final results. In the corridors of justice, Kenya Kwanza presidential candidate William Ruto and his running mate Rigathi Gachagua have filed a preliminary objection seeking to have a case seeking to block the swearing in the event they win the elections dismissed. The two claim that the case before the Supreme Court is an abuse of due process, arguing that its jurisdiction has been invoked prematurely. Through lawyer Elias Mutuma, the two claim that the case offends the doctrine of exhaustion as regards the avenues of recourse available on the rules of procedure on settlement of disputes. They further argue that the petitioners are inviting the court to embark on a speculative venture which is a waste of judicial time. Across the borders, at least 3 people have been killed after violent clashes between police and protesters in Somaliland, which is a breakaway region of Somalia. Hundreds took to the streets in major cities after 2 opposition parties called for demonstrations to pressure the government not to delay elections set for November. President Mose Bihi Abdi and his Call Me party want registration of new parties to be done fast. These and more stories at 2. I'm Teddy Otieno.